everybody, I'm Jammer back with yet another Zelda video. It's just been a splurge of Zelda info. Of course, it's E3. I'm gonna keep them coming. I got a lot to still talk about, a lot to cover, and there's still all this news that's still coming out yet. It's madness. But anyways, so far, what we've seen from Zelda, like, it's beyond expectation. It's blowing people's minds, and it made me wonder, like, what's next for Zelda? Like, obviously, this is looking way too far ahead. This game isn't even out yet. But, like, can this series ever return back to, you know, what we've learned to love and know as a, normal 3D Zeldas with, more linear storytelling, the specific dungeons you have to go on a route for boss. Like, will this game change the series enough to the fact where we may never play those games, or then maybe not that way. Maybe this is the new avenue. Okay, let me just restart. There's no questioning that this is going to be a huge deal for the series, for freaking the gaming. It's amazing. It's a huge turn, a huge avenue for the series, and it just makes me wonder, will we ever return? Like, will a console Zelda ever go back? Like, I feel like handheld Zeldas with their top-down adventure are going to continue as they already have, because they have enough of a fan base and enough of a following behind it to where, I mean, Link Between Worlds, and then, what was the other one? Triforce Heroes. So it still feels like there's life in that area, that genre of or type of gameplay. So I feel like it's going to stay that way for that. But I almost feel like once this game comes out, and I feel like basically fans of the series, casual and hardcore, are going, when they see a, console Zelda, they're going to be expecting, they're going to have expectations from what this game's going to be presenting. And if it goes back to the more traditional 3D Zelda, what we've been used to, like, is that going to pose some sort of problem? I mean, I guess it won't pose a problem, but it's like, does Zelda, would it be taking a step backwards if they went to it? I don't know personally. Like, seriously, this is a really weird topic. That's why I kind of wanted to bring it up and discuss it with you guys. Because, on one hand, we have this amazing new Zelda, what we've seen so far. Like, this is totally new to the series, or besides, of course, calling back to the first game. But it's basically like if they took the first game, but made it today, like invented the series today in 2016. This is like almost what a complete parallel. Very awesome in that aspect. But is this so far up? Is this like literally like, how can you top this with like a second game, like say a sequel to even this game specifically, or another game in the vein of this way? Granted, this is way down the road. I'm just looking ahead because I'm seeing this now. I'm like, this is amazing. What's left of whatever, like, of the next 3D Zeldas? Like, obviously the next one, we're not going to see the next one for almost freaking another decade, probably. Considering how long this one's been coming to take out, and how expansive it is. With even the potential, what if they start adding some DLC campaigns later down the road? That is a discussion for another day. But for today, like, me personally, I have a soft spot for the classic 3D Zelda we've grown to love. Like, those were my first experiences with 3D games, some of my first anyways, and I love almost all of them. Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, frick, I've got that poster up in every video, and there's a reason for that. Because it's so hard ingrained in, like, my memories, and not only do I love this series because it's, it's just a Zelda series, but I love how the games are actually set up. It's like a cinematic storytelling of a game where you're, like, it's practically playing out a movie, essentially, and I like how it was set up then. I, of course, love this. I don't hate on Zelda Wii U or Zelda, what's it called? Breath of the Wind. No! Dang it! Breath of the Wild! Every time! Yeah, so I'm not hating on Breath of the Wild for this change. I am totally endorsing it, totally for it. I'm just curious what's going to happen to the, original 3D Zelda formula. Because I feel like if they did go back to it, like, would that be, an aversion from what fans are now going to be expecting, considering we're getting this huge title now? Or is it going to be, I don't know. Like, do you think they're going to maybe have 3 pillars of Zelda now, with, like, a giant, huge campaign of, the giant open world ones we've been playing, the pillar of the top-downs, and then maybe another pillar of what we used to know as 3D. The problem is, the current, or what we used to know as 3D are still high enough stress and, like, big enough budget to where a team, like, it's not as easy as making top-down adventures. Yes, it still takes development time, but Triforce Heroes, I think they outputted that in, like, a year and change, which that's just comparatively to where, a Skyward Sword or Twilight Princess took, 4-ish years, while this game is taking almost 6. Well, 6-ish, I think? I don't know. you can correct me on that. But again, that's just, you gotta think of it that way. So yes, they maybe could keep the original 3D Zeldas around, but with considering the fact that it's almost a 4-year life cycle of creating the game, wouldn't that be better used for another expansive giant Zelda, which just in an addition of a two plus years, give or take, depending on how it's coded, or, I don't know the process entirely. Like, I mean, I'm just spitballing kind of numbers and figures, so it could be entirely different. Maybe they'll get better at making those types of huge games, so maybe they can make it more efficiently, or then make them expansive quicker. I don't know, that's the thing, like, will it warrant, like, will Nintendo feel like there's a demand or even a need to make the 3D Zeldas that we've known before? I love how I'm referring to those ones as right and this one's, or I guess you're left and this one right, because of the handedness. Yeah, all intentional, guys. No, not really. Because yes, okay, so the original 3D Zeldas had their faults, had their problems, like the linear, like I mean, I know there's a lot of complaints where, like, Hyrule Field had nothing to do. It was really just a means of traversing from one town to the next, one story beat to the next. Yes, I mean, some of the dungeons, like, the items are only used in that dungeon, and once they're done, they're done. Yes, that has those problems. I understand that. But it's still a gameplay style that I don't feel like should be abandoned entirely just for this new format. Like, this new one, yes, let's embrace it. I think it's great. And I still think that this is definitely, like, the future of Zelda. Definitely. I can totally see it. It just, I don't know, maybe that's just the nostalgic in me, guy, and, like, just appreciating the original, like, it just makes me think, like, okay, so really, does that mean they're gonna, wait, is there only gonna be 5 3D Zeldas left in the world from now on, like, original style 3D Zelda, like, is that it? And now from now on, is it going to be this open world stuff? Like, that's the question that's, like, kind of, I'm, like, toying around in my head. I'm not totally bummed. Like, I gotta stress, can't say that I'm so excited for Breath of Fire. But, I mean, yeah, I guarantee some of you at least agree with me, or at least are thinking, like, okay, what's left of these original 3D Zelda? Like, is there going to be another game like it? Or is it going to be thrown to Kickstarters now? To where maybe Nintendo's gonna totally, throw them under the bridge, and maybe for people who are yearning for that kind of experience, perhaps, other developers, other studios will start mimicking that sort of gameplay and making their own games just to try to reminisce. Like, that would be a bummer. I really would be. But, like, if it totally gets brushed under the rug, because, this new Zelda is, like, the face of the series, like, maybe we'll see them just kind of disappear like that, which is too bad. Then again, I mean, you could also consider it this way. So, I mean, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask are, the 3D Zeldas that I'm speaking of, under the same category, and those actually worked fairly well on the 3DS. So potentially, not only could we get these top-down adventures of Zelda, but maybe we could get the, classic 3D Zelda as well on handhelds as well. So then, the consoles focused on this massive, huge experience like Breath of the Wild, and perhaps now the handheld will juggle 2 of them, being a top-down experience and maybe a more classic 3D experience as well. The thing is, like I said before, I mean, granted, those 2 examples are just remakes. Those ones were relatively easy for, getting ported over, for, development cycle. And as far as making a, from the ground up, like, 3D Zelda experience, like, from the original thing, it's still a lot of time used for a development team that could be, better used in a, a giant Zelda game that could potentially sell more or market towards more people. So that's the thing that's, like, basically, that's the thing Nintendo's got to balance. Like, I'm not sure. I really am not. I kind of hope the 3Ds out. Like, perhaps maybe they do it in rotation. Maybe one year it's like top down, next year. Well, actually, I don't do it yearly. But like, maybe like one year it's top down, a few years later it's a 3D, a few years top, and then every 5 or 6 that's our main canon or main open worldness, big, huge experience on the console. I don't know. I really don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know, definitely. I'm not sure. This is like kind of wishy-washy, because I'm so excited for that, but I also, I don't know. I mean, I want this new one. I'm glad that the new one is not Invade Villains. I'm more than happy to open a breath of fresh air. Okay. So I'm more than happy to embrace this new style of Zelda. It just, it makes me wonder, like, what is going to happen to our original 3D Zelda experiences? Like, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Like, do you think that these 3D Zeldas are done? Or do you think they're going to be moved to more smaller studios and Kickstarters? Perhaps maybe they're going to throw them in, like, a rotation? Like, let me know what you guys think. I mean, I can't be the only person that's kind of wondering. I mean, yes, like I said, it has some faults, but there's some things that, like, they had their charm. The 3D Zeldas offered a lot of unique experiences that potentially these new open world ones maybe couldn't, or maybe it still will, who knows. Like, let me know what you guys think, tell me in the comments. Also, give this video a huge awesome like. I totally appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me lately. If you haven't already, you should definitely subscribe. Tons on Zelda, Nintendo Z3. I'm working my tail off, guys. I'm gonna keep them coming. I'm so appreciating all the support, all the comments. I love engaging with you guys there. It's been so much fun, and we're just gonna keep going. I mean, I can't wait for this game to come out. I know you guys can't either. It's awesome. Oh yeah. So anyways, guys, like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.